Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, grab the bottle of Pinot and sit down, because I am spiraling. I mean, full-on, tornado siren, hide in the basement spiraling. I need you to tell me if I'm losing my mind or if dating in your late 30s is actually just a psychological experiment designed to break us. Context is everything here. For over a decade and a half, I was with a man where space wasn't even in our vocabulary. We were glued at the hip. Now, looking back with therapy goggles on, I know a lot of that was trauma bonding. But that intensity, it was my baseline. So fast forward to me, divorced for a year, finally brave enough to date again. And I meet this guy. Let's call him the doctor. 35 years old, handsome, smart, on paper, a total catch. We've been exclusive for 2.5 months. And honestly, when I am physically in the same room with him, it is electric. He is a dream. He's attentive kind, looks at me like I'm the only person in the room. It feels real. But here is the massive, flashing red danger sign that I've been trying to ignore. I barely see him. I see him maybe a few days a month. But the time apart isn't even the main issue. It's the silence. The absolute, deafening silence in between. He vanishes for 24 hours at a time. Nothing. Nada. And you want to hear his excuse. You're going to laugh. My boyfriend vanishes for 24 hours at a time, and here is his excuse. He says he wants to be present. He says when he's with people, he likes to not check his phone. Okay, Gandhi, look, that sounds noble in theory, but for 24 hours, in the year 2024, and here's the kicker, when he's with me, he doesn't check his phone for other people either. I even told him, hey, if you need to check a text, I'm fine with it. But he makes this big show of being disconnected. The problem is, it leaves me feeling completely abandoned. I don't need a 3-hour phone call every night, but is it too much to ask for a hey, thinking of you text? Or literally just a thumbs up to let me know he's not dead in a ditch? This last week broke me. He went completely dark for a full day. I sent a casual text and crickets. Hours ticked by. I started feeling that old panic rising in my chest. Not the is he cheating panic, but the does he even remember I exist panic. And sometimes he'll do the opposite. He'll call me out of the blue and want to talk for over an hour. It's completely unpredictable. I never know if I'm getting the chatty Cathy or the ghost. But wait, here is the tea that's really going to make you mad. The double standard. I am dating a man who ghosts me for days but demands I still text him. The double standard is insane. He expects me to respond when he reaches out. But if he ignores me for a day, he always has an excuse. I was busy. I was driving. And get this, he explicitly told me he expects me to still send sweet texts to him, even when he isn't responding. He literally wants me to text him, miss you, while my previous 3 texts are sitting there unread. He wants the validation of me chasing him, but he refuses to give me the security of a response. I told him straight up, it feels vulnerable and icky to keep sending love notes into a void. So I tried to handle this like an adult. I sat him down and tried to compromise. I said, look, I'm a person who needs connection. Can we compromise? Just 1 or 2 texts a day. Literally just a good morning or a funny gif. Just a heartbeat to show you're still in this. Do you know what he said to me? I asked my boyfriend for 1 text a day, and he accused me of having trust issues. I told him, this isn't about trust. I don't think you're out there cheating. I just can't do this little contact long term. And his grand offer of compromise? He said he might be willing to send 1 good morning text. Maybe, if he remembers, it feels icky. That's the only word for it. It feels dismissive. I am asking for the bare minimum. The floor is in the basement, honey, and he's acting like I'm asking for the moon. But then I get confused. Maybe I am being needy. Maybe this is how people date now. Everyone is so independent and detached. I'm torn because when I see him, the chemistry is undeniable. I feel happy. But the second we separate, the anxiety starts. I'm worried that if I end it, I'm throwing away a guy who is successful and kind in person. But if I stay, am I signing up for a lifetime of begging for attention? He makes me feel small when I ask for connection. This silence doesn't feel safe. It feels cold. So tell me the truth, be gentle, but give it to me straight. Am I asking for too much? Is he right? Would you dump him? Because I just don't know if I can keep sending sweet texts to a brick wall. Lay it on me. Should I end things?